A big chance for the Leeds Rhinos to make ground on the top 5. Results have favoured them this weekend, as we'll reveal in a moment, but the champions are in formidable form. What a game in prospect at the Knowsley Road hothouse. Here are those results so far in the Super League this weekend. Friday, Bradford Bulls, big winners over Castleford Tigers at the Jungle, and Wigan Warriors getting over the top of the Halifax Blue Sox. Earlier today in the heat, Huddersfield Sheffield Giants 26, Hull 34, Salford City Reds 42, London Broncos 26, and Warrington Wolves 16, Wakefield Trinity Wildcats 32. So what's all that meant to the top 5? Well, Bradford are out on top by a point from Wigan. St Helens will join them on 26 points if they win here. Castleford have lost a bit of ground on the top 3. Hull have made ground in a big way, and they will if Leeds lose here tonight. St Helens motivational video by the looks of things on the television screen there, with Ian Millwood, hands in his pockets with his team. They inflicted Leeds 4th defeat in 4 Super League starts in April. Anthony Sullivan ran in a hat-trick. But the Leeds Rhinos, it's a more usual build-up to the match in the Leeds dressing room, and they're aiming for only their 2nd win at St Helens in the summer era. The revival gets the ultimate test against the champions, who line up with Wellens at fullback, Hall on the wing in place of Chris Smith, Anthony Stewart in the centres in place of Kevin Iro, who's injured, Paul Newlove and Anthony Sullivan. Tommy Martin and Sean Long plays despite turning an ankle in training. Up front, a huge boost in the return of Kieran Cunningham alongside Perolini and Nicol in the front row. Joins the captain with Brian Henare, and Paul Sculthorpe is the loose forward. And on the bench, Julian O'Neill and some youngsters, Tim Yonkers, Scott Barrow and Mark Edmondson. The coach of the month for the month of May, Ian Millwood. Now the Leeds Rhinos, Francis Cummins at fullback, Paul Sterling, Chev Walker continues in the centres in place of Richie Blackmore, Keith Senior alongside him and Carl Pratt. Yestin Harris is the captain, stand off these days, and Ryan Sheridan is the scrum half. And the forwards, Fleary, Jackson, McDermott, Morley and Sinfield comes in for David Barnhill, and Andy Hayes the loose forward. And the substitutes, Darryl Powell, Anthony Farrell, Jamie Matthew, Graham Mackay. The coach is Dean Lance. So the Leeds Rhinos, they lost here in a playoff last year, 38 points to 14. A week later they were bounced out of the playoffs at Castleford. But in the last 2 Challenge Cups they have knocked St Helens out of the road to the final, both at the 5th round stage, but significantly both at Headingley. 4 straight wins behind them. They are on the fringe of the playoff places. And Dean Lance aiming to achieve what Graham Murray managed in 1998, a win on his first visit to Knowsley Road. Once upon a time, Yestin Harris might have been running out in the red and white of St Helens. They were very keen on him. He was quite keen on them, apparently, when he was leaving Warrington. But he chose to go over the Pennines to Leeds. The Leeds fans adore him now, and the rest is history. The Saints emerge, the champions, of course, from 1999. They have lost just 1 at home this season against the Bradford Bulls on the first night. It was a repeat of the 1999 Grand Final, and it launched Super League 5. And they've lost just 1 also under Ian Millwood. 16-17 at Odsal. It'll take a very good side to stop them making it to Old Trafford for a 2nd successive year. The Super League champions, the Saints. And the temperature, although it's tea time now, hasn't dipped much. It was in the higher 80s out there in the middle during the course of the afternoon. But the supporters have left the delights of the gardens and the barbecues, and they've rolled up here to Knowsley Road to watch a match that Steve Presley will have control of, the Challenge Cup final referee, of course. Steve-O, big match, hot night.
How much is in the tank? It will be down to fitness. It is extremely hot out there, and of course all eyes will be on the return of Sean Long, who injured his ankle at training yesterday, and of course Kieran Cunningham. A big game for him.
Well, that could tip the scales St Helens' way. Tommy Martin gets us underway. Saints attacking from right to left as we watch. And first bounce, it's Carl Pratt, and a good chase from the kick-off by St Helens. Steve, we noticed in the immediate build-up to this match, both sides out for a long, long time, getting used to the heat. They might be worn out before they start.
Well, it rather surprised me. St Helens, they were out for about 10 minutes. Leeds, well, that was nearly 20 minutes that they were going through their routine.
It's Andy Hay who's in possession of the football for them now. Trying his last 2 visits in Super League to Knowsley Road for the loose forward. Harris hands it on to Kevin Sinfield, getting his chance, 19 years of age, Dean Lance, the Leeds Rhinos coach, offering him the opportunity. He has missed the last 4 as Sinfield. Harris with the kick, that floats over the top, and Steve Hall collects it really easily, despite the fact that that must have come out of the sun, and he ducked under the challenge of McDermott, but he couldn't get away from the newly shorn Adrian Morley, who is in there with the tackling again. Ian Millwood, the St Helens coach, and a little bit of news about Ian Millwood. He has been drafted into the Welsh coaching panel for the World Cup. Ian Millwood will now join Clive Griffiths and Paul Cullen for the World Cup later this year, and he has some Welsh background as well. His granddad is from Pontypridd. Saints in possession, though, his team on the last tackle, just about 38 metres away from the Leeds Rhinos line. Cunningham is there, he is long. He gets away from one would-be tackler, gets it to Martin, hoists a massive bomb. This is a tester for Cummins. And Paul Wellens was told by referee Steve Presley to stay outside the 10.
Good refereeing by the official. Big yell to Wellens, he was in front of the kicker. Good pressure from Leeds, though. You can see there that Cummins, plenty of time, kept his eyes on the ball. But a good opening stint, though, from Saints. Well, it appears a couple of moments ago as though the loose forward, Paul Sculthorpe, has picked up a pretty heavy knock.
Well, that would be a blow to them. And this now is Morley again.
But you could see there that the Saints loose forward did not get involved in the tackle.
Harris strips the kick over the top, and here now is Anthony Sullivan. Talking of Welshmen, there is one of the men who is sure to head up Clive Griffiths' hopes in the World Cup later this year. And of course we will be doing the big match that starts the tournament at Twickenham, England against Australia, and the date for that is October the 28th. That's the opening day of the World Cup, right the way through to the World Cup final at Old Trafford on the 25th of November. Long season for the Super League stars this year, and this heat tonight is bound to be a huge factor in the way this game goes. Cunningham, another Welsh international, and the Saints supporters are claiming that the 2 men at marker had moved off the mark. Sinfield and Walker it was. Long with the kick diagonally. This is a possibility for Hall, but it sails out on the full.
A little bit too strong there from the little halfback Sean Long. The idea was there. Steve Hall was well aware that this is a planned move. But to be fair, Carl Pratt also knew what was going on. Ooh, swinging arm from Sculthorpe. I think Sculthorpe may have a bit of a problem with that left shoulder.
Long doesn't seem to have a problem, despite the fact that he went over apparently on a very small pothole yesterday in this pitch at Knowsley Road and just turned the ankle. But he seems okay now. Morley struggles to get to his feet. Jackson was the dummy half. This is Sheridan. On it goes to Iestyn Harris. Iestyn Harris wide to Chef Walker on the bounce, but great tackling. Newlove in quickly, and Martin. Interesting that Walker being called the new Paul Newlove. Harris, good long raking pass to prop forward McDermott, trying to run straight through Sculthorpe, and the loose forward looks to have shaken off any possible injury. Stood up well then to the challenge. Sheridan, little dink over the top. That ball flicked back, and Wellens was there to collect, but he's out.
Well, I think he took that ball with his foot dead in goal anyway. See his foot there. That goes out. There should be a dropout underneath the post, and I think that is what the touch judge has influenced the referee Steve Presley. No doubt about it. Wellens' foot certainly went over the whitewash. He gets it cleanly, and his foot is in there. And he pulls away. Now the touch judge perhaps missed that. He flags up now.
Right, yeah.
Well, that surprised me. Either way, Steve Presley has got the right decision in the end. Drop out underneath the sticks.
That would have been the difference between a dropout, which we had, or a scrum with Leeds head and feed. So St Helens can be thankful to Steve Presley that he was alert. Here's Harris. On it goes to Fleary, and he will drive it in up the middle.
Not the best day for the big forwards out there. Really is warm.
Men like Sheridan and Sinfield could capitalise. Dean Lance's plan, I think, is to try and run this big St Helens pack off its feet. We shall see. Harris pops it back to McDermott. Oh, McDermott's gone down. He's gone down clutching the knee, and that looks real problem area for Barry McDermott.
He knows it too. Probably just locked on him. Tries to step. Oh. He knows it's gone. And when a guy goes down without a hand being on him, you can guarantee it's serious business. He's in a lot of pain.
Well, it's a shame this, because Barry McDermott's the man who is regarded to have rallied the players and fans over the past month after their horror start to the season. McDermott, the one who maybe pulled everything together along with Dean Lance and the coaching staff. And he obviously has a problem.
Well, it looks as though he's going to try to run it out, but it may have just locked, I feel.
It's the last tackle as we restart the play. McDermott still looking groggy as Hay tries to pop it back to Morley, and St Helens have got it back in the shape of Anthony Stewart.
Bad mistake there by the big second rower. Good opportunity thrown away by the Rhinos, who slowly but surely have been building up. You can see the pass on the inside from Hay, a little bit high.
Brian Hanari wearing that white head guard, and it's not a night for those as well. Barry McDermott is trying to run the injury off, whatever it was. He's in the defensive line. Now he's doing the tackling on Sonny Nicol.
Well, that's amazing that he seems to have overcome it so quickly.
It's with Sculthorpe now. There's another man who has overcome an apparent injury early. Cunningham at dummy half. Back it goes to Sean Long. Long dabs it over the top, but that was well read by Kevin Sinfield.
Nice little option just over the top. Sinfield equal to the task.
Chev Walker now. And this is the way it looks in all meetings between these two since 1973. But you can see here at St Helens, Leeds don't have the best record in the world, just 7 wins.
Been a bogey ground for them for many, many years.
And what's more, St Helens with 6 straight home wins behind them since Ian Millwood took over. McDermott on to Harris, and he puts it wide to Morley, further wide to Senior. It was suspicious, the pass. Senior, though, down the line, will score, I think.
He has. Great
Senior, he took Wellens with him over the line. I think the referee will hand it on. No, he won't. He is happy enough. In consultation with the touch judge, there was a suspicious pass out wide, but Senior down the touchline, and he carried Wellens over the line with him.
Well, he got caught on that blind side. It was a lovely pass from Morley in the end. Harris threw the dummy and then offloaded. And you can see there was no one at home. What he's not noted for is speed, certainly his strength. That's a great effort. He made sure that he went in on the arc to the full back. That is a wonderful try. It had to be scored, but they were left very short. You can see Steve Hall had been sucked in. It was an enormous gap. But watch how he goes in, puts the shoulder into Wellens. This is a wonderful effort. What a great try. He's in top form. You can see how Steve Hall had been sucked in 2-on-1, left the gap. His strength did the rest.
Great try for Keith Senior. And he's in a wonderful vein of scoring. 6 tries now, and this, the 4th game in that run. 6 tries in 4. Keith Senior is coming to terms with life at Headingley. Yestin Harris then with the conversion attempt. The last 4 at standoff, yes, in Harris, and all of them won by the Rhinos. Harris just drags it the wrong side of the post, but Leeds, in the shape of Keith Senior, have a 4-point lead.
Big problem for the St Helens coach Ian Millwood. He could see quite clearly, I'm sure, that Steve Hall had come off the whitewash. Look at the gap to the meet there. It was an enormous effort. Look at the strength. Get out of the way. That took some scoring.
Great try from Senior. Leeds, first blood to them. They're ahead 4-0. Martin restarts. Deep kickoff as well. Oh, and it bounced off the chest of Morley, and a good job that Carl Pratt was there to pick the pieces up.
Well, an ideal start for the Rhinos. As we mentioned before, it has not been the best ground for them to visit over the years.
No, but they're in their best run of form under Dean Lance.
And also, to be fair, the try scorer, Keith Senior, it's taken him a while to settle into things at Headingley. That's going to be a forward. It was not knocked back. He grabbed the arm of Jackson. Good stuff from Martin. And that'll be head and feed to Saints. He's not too impressed, isn't Lee Jackson, the hooker, but he's got it right. Martin just dragged the arm, not the ball.
So head and feed to St Helens, opportunity for them to strike back. Sculthorpe from the base. Sculthorpe from the base of the scrum is just held up. He rolls over on his back though, pulls it down. No, he hasn't gone for the screen, and he said it's not grounded, said the referee.
Well, he scored it. How many times do you want to score it again? Loose pass. Good play by Paul Wellens. Well,
knock on it was a flick.
This is a try, but it's still moving.
It is if he plonks it down.
He does, on the whitewash. That's TRY. And then he drags it back. He probably doesn't realise that he's over the whitewash.
Flag down.
Well, talk about a missed opportunity.
But why on earth didn't it get to the screen? Well, St Helens denied a try. Long, Sullivan at dummy half trying to pinch one. Couldn't get it out to Chris Joynt, his captain, but they're back in the same place where the try should have been awarded. Knock on. Knock on. Well, something for them to talk about here.
Well, a big opportunity missed. Sullivan just completely lost the ball, trying to regain it to his feet. Well, Sculthorpe, he mustn't have known any that he was actually over the line.
Walker to take it out.
You see, he's still moving, so therefore his momentum has not stopped. Back. That's TRY time.
Leads it away. They are with Jackson. Jackson, the tackle completed. Plays it. Senior going down the blind side. Well, St Helens have got it all to do here to keep Leeds out, because they've had a try not referred to the video referee, and they have scored one themselves, and they're looking for more. 12.5 minutes gone, 4-0 they lead, and they're in possession with Harris. Good run from Harris, incisive running again, and Martin and Newlover there to bring him down.
Wasn't going to be fooled either. You know, he steps off his right foot.
Sheridan dabs the ball through, looking for the big fella McDermott.
Too strong.
Beat everybody.
That's an amazing recovery by McDermott. You could see he was running quite freely there. Planned move, Sheridan, little dab through. Well, McDermott went down as though he'd been shot by an elephant gun. You probably need one to stop him anyway. And there he is, he's running around like a 3-year-old.
This is Brian Hanari again for St Helens. Substitute in each of the last 4, off the bench and a try against Hull here last month. And this is Anthony Stewart. Does well. Gives space a bit of Saints a bit of room. Not the best pass from Long to Perolini, but he made the most of it and then found Wellens.
Ooh, big hit there by Andy Hay. Wellens felt that.
Cunningham bounces off Andy Hay, almost runs through Morley, almost does again.
That's lifted the crowd. He's a popular player here as a hooker, Kieran Cunningham.
Martin, that was a big dummy. tried to get it away and did brilliantly to Chris Joynt. That's the last for Saints.
Second phase was poor. That's got to be a penalty. He said play on as a referee. Well, what more do they have to do?
Martin dabs the ball over the top behind Sterling. Sullivan's there.
Good work from Sterling. Well, a little bit nonplussed to the crowd here. They know that Sculthorpe had got over. But that really should have been a penalty. I said it many times that the rule book states make the tackle, roll away from the area. Made no attempt whatsoever.
Jackson, dummy half. Sheridan. Here's Harris. Harris to Sinfield. Great run from Sinfield. Good tackle from Newlove.
Had to be as well. Halfway through.
Chev Walker and went to give the pass to Harris, but Martin cut it off, so he gets the kick in. It's bounced awkwardly for Hall, but he gets to it in the end.
Well, it appeared to be a poor kick. And it turned out okay. Swung away from the winger Steve Hall. Leeds feel that they've got a little bit of a weak link out there on that right wing. Not the most experienced, of course, Steve Hall.
Perolini takes that tackle. He's off to Sale Rugby Union at the end of the year. One or two others rumoured to be joining him as well. We shall see. Anthony Stewart tackled by Keith Senior. It's with Sculthorpe, now it's with Long. Back on the inside to Nicol. Nicol bounces off the first would-be tackler.
Good effort from Nicol to say he was stood still when he received the ball.
Long, this is the last. Saints running it. Beautiful kick. Oh, it just beat Tommy Martin, the bounce.
Well, the rub of the green, certainly not going St. Helens way. That was just about to pop up. Oh, what a tackle. That's going to be a penalty. You've got to get your hand on the man before you can do the Cumberland throw.
You know why, Tom?
And he just threw him straight off. That is as close to a trip as you'll get. Not that it's made any difference, because Paul Sterling went down very badly. Clenches the right shoulder.
Well, that was a terrible attempted tackle by Tommy Martin.
You must grab the player. You can't do it like this. Alan Langer used to do that a few years ago in Australia. Became so famous for it, and it was becoming so dangerous that the Australian Rugby League, they actually brought him in and said they are now going to outlaw that style of tackle, and rightly so.
Ian Millwood, the St Helens coach, passing on a tip or two, and Paul Sterling, by the looks of things, a bit groggy after that tackle. He's clutching the shoulder rather than the thigh. It's a penalty to Leeds anyway.
Well, when you're going full tilt, it's just as though you've been tripped.
And the ground will have been pretty solid, I fancy, at St Helens today.
Dare I say it, it's been quite a while since we've had some rain in the north.
That's it. Get your wellies and brollies out for this week now.
Maybe a deluge at 10.
It's wide, and that's a good run again from Chev Walker.
Good work from Sean Long, who's had to drift out onto that right hand, just to add a little bit of extra defence. Leeds quite happy to pinpoint that right side.
Jamie Matthew on. Harris to Sinfield. And Sinfield looking to exploit Newlove out wide. Paul Newlove, good tackle on him. Sterling. And he's got a problem with that shoulder, as Paul Sterling, as he threw that ball inside, he clutched the shoulder. Harris has made the most of it. Good ball back to Carl Pratt. He's beaten the first line. This is Jackson. And Jackson's all down.
That really did look forward then.
Pratt wide to Harris. Harris stabs the ball towards the in goal. It's picked up on his own line by Sean Long.
Not a bad effort. Just didn't get the right bounce. Ooh, swinging out there from Matthew. Made the mark, and the official has seen it.
He's not given it for the swing, he's given it for Leeds laying on in the tackle.
Ironic cheers, but that was a swinging right arm. Well, that's probably not one of the worst we've seen.
It's with Nicol now for St Helens. They're just about on the halfway line.
You had to see St Helens really get into some sort of motion. Bit of teamwork, couldn't go astray.
It's with Long. Now it's with Helens. Helens is drilled into the ground. That's 2 tackles gone for the Saints. Cunningham. Tommy Martin pops the ball back for Joint. On it goes then to Long. He loses his footing on 4, or all 4s. He gives it to Sculthorpe. Cunningham again. Long darting through on his inside.
Forward. He delayed it too long, Cunningham, and he knows it. Well, the official Steve Presley spotted that. Just held on too long, and it was Long that took the ball. High shot. Shows you quite clearly to be a little bit ring rusty. And it showed there.
Well, pretty warm up here on the gantry. I bet it's boiling on pitch side. Let's check. I hope you've got your suntan oil on, Angela.
Yeah, well, they talk about a cauldron of an atmosphere. It actually has got the temperature of a cauldron down here as well. Apparently, it was 28 degrees in the shade before kick-off. So imagine what it must be like out there when you're running back and two. There's an extra water carrier allowed on to make sure that the players keep the water levels up. And down here on the bench, the coaches have been concerned about that. They've been making sure that their water carriers have been using every opportunity they can get.
Leeds told to play on, and McDermott has got knee in ice. Screen for a forward pass for that, but the decision not coming from Steve Presley. Morley then will play it on the last to Jackson. He finds Sheridan. Sheridan stabs it towards the in-goal area, and a penalty to Leeds. Player taken out in back play, Ryan Sheridan.
Neat chip through. We'll see, it was Nicol that made a yard before he got the shoulder into him.
They can have no complaints about that one.
None whatsoever. See the perspiration on the players.
Yeah.
It'll be a tough day at the office.
Take them a long time to cool down after this. Well, the penalty given. Needless to say, Leeds not in any great hurry to take it. They're going to have a shot at goals. Sonny Nicol, the St Helens prop forward, was a sub last week, and he scored a try in both Super League wins against Leeds last year. Now, Iestyn Harris, he missed the April meeting.
Good option, this, Eddie. Slow things down, should I say, and St Helens has been a stop-start affair for them.
Yes, they've not been able to get into any rhythm yet, have they, the Saints?
And that's why the experienced Iestyn Harris has decided, let's just irritate them a little bit more. No doubt, not just the players, but also their coach, Ian Millwood.
He's 10 metres out, Iestyn Harris. Dragged it the wrong side of the posts before with his conversion attempt. Leeds have a 6-0 lead. Good start for the Leeds Rhinos. They know that above them, Castleford have been beaten, and Warrington just behind them have been beaten today. Ian Millwood also knows that well, there are some huge matches coming up for his men also between now and the playoffs, and this is one of them.
Well, he doesn't look unduly concerned, but I think I would be, the way that St Helens have failed to get into any sort of rhythm. And you can put that down to some pretty strong defence from the Leeds lads.
Morley plays it. This is Carl Pratt now for the Rhinos. And Pratt, he missed Murrayfield, but he's played all 8 in Super League since. Jamie Matthew now for Leeds. Midway inside his own half of the field. It's with Iestyn Harris. Oh, and Ryan Sheridan puts it down. Under no pressure, really.
So he took his eyes off that football, looked at the advancing Sean Long.
Yeah.
That's why we often say, when you get into their faces, applies that extra bit of pressure. They come up with the mistake.
Sean Long trying to get away from Ryan Sheridan. This is Sullivan. He gives it to Chris Joint. Chris Joint plays it to Cunningham. Cunningham gives it to Perolini. Perolini driving it in. They are 4 metres away from the line, the Saints, with Kieran Cunningham at dummy half. He finds Tommy Martin, who finds Wellens, gets it out to Stewart. Stewart scores. Leeds caught cold out on the flanks. That was a very simple try for the Saints. And Anthony Stewart, 2 tries here last year against Leeds in a massive win, 62-18. One now tonight that gets Saints running.
Beautiful long pass from Martin. Wellens linking in from full-back. Stewart out wide. Well, what Leeds have done to Saints when Senior made good use of that gap, Stewart has done exactly the same. Carl Pratt, he'd gone in looking for the defence. It left it open for this man. And boy, oh boy, the Saints needed that badly.
In for the injured Kevin Iro. Yes, try it is to the Saints. And Sean Long taking in some water. And I'm sure that they will be using gallons, the players of both sides here tonight. It's a hot, summer, sultry evening. And the tropics have arrived at St Helens at long last. Thank goodness for that as well, from a spectating point of view. And the players say they enjoy playing in this sort of heat and training in the summer, so there'll be few complaints out there in the middle. Long then, it's on the correct side of the field for him. He's a left-footed kicker. 8 points for 200. Oh, what a kick. What a kick. 6 points now for 200 in all games for Saints this year. And the scores are level. 6-all, courtesy of the Stewart try and the golden boot of Sean Long.
They wanted the roll on. We needed the try badly. Lovely long ball from Tommy Martin. Missed out 3 of his own players. Good work, though, from Paul Wellens to make sure that he went over for the first try of the St Helens side.
So Leeds restart. Harris into that sunshine, and Cunningham got it, but only just. And Julian O'Neill takes the first tackle, this set of 6.
I must say, referee Steve Presley has given Leeds a lot of latitude. You can see they're trying to put the man on his back. That allows them vital seconds so that they can get their line of defence set up.
O'Neill just on. You saw Sonny Nicol earlier on. He was sweating up badly. And here is Cunningham again. They've missed him over the past 3 or 4 weeks.
But then again, Leeds are getting away with it. They're taking an eternity to get off the man.
Long scampering run away from Jackson, but not from Fleary. Sculthorpe to Martin. Martin dabs it through again. Chev Walker's after this. Newlove's got it. Newlove's got the try, I think. He'll hand it on to Czech. But Paul Newlove believes that he has scored.
Concerned that it was onside.
No doubt in my mind. He gets it down before he gets anywhere near the whitewash. Full control. This will be TRY.
He's also checking the offside.
Looks about level. Surely they'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There's the contact. That looks okay. But they were extremely slow with the Leeds defence. They allowed it. They thought it was going to have the momentum. Chev Walker tried to get the boot to it, but Newlove snuck in. Great effort. Surely this is TRY.
Well, many people feel this fellow should have joined Leeds when he left Featherstone in 1993. And would you believe that's the 10th try for Paul Newlove in Super League against the Leeds Rhinos. He has quite a record.
Good effort. Tommy Martin, no pressure applied. But he was very slow there with Chev Walker. He had the opportunity. This was quick thinking from Newlove. Can't say it about Walker. And they're on the roll.
What a fantastic strike rate Paul Newlove has got. Great Britain international, England international. priceless to that fellow, particularly with Kevin Iro out of the team, injured at the moment, the leading scorer in Super League. Now, well, Sean Long kicked one off the touchline the other side not long ago. This is 10 metres inside the field on the opposite side. Doesn't make a difference. Long with another 2 points. Saints 12, Leeds 6.
Good effort. Tommy Martin, the master of the short little kick. This is the fourth during the first half from this fella. And you can see that Leeds just hung back. Walker had the chance, he should have gone earlier for it. But Newell have beat them all.
Harris with the restart, Martin underneath it. Tips it in field to Perolini. Lost it, Perolini.
He knew he was going out of touch, and that's why he was trying to get the ball back on the inside. It was desperation by the big prop forward. He knew he was going towards the touchline. Right to offload. And did he stay in the field of play? He lost it, and it was there.
He's claiming that Carl Pratt reefed it from him, and it should have been a knock-on with head and feet the other way. Harris, have it. Harris. Wellens had to track him wide. Newell helped to finish him off. Walker dummy half. Here's Francis Cummins. Almost stepped inside Julian O'Neill. Just got the arm out at the last moment. Jackson to Matthew. Met by Henare. And Matthew was away. Jackson back to Darryl Powell. Darryl Powell saw an opening. Great ball back to Harris. Oh, wonderful try. Wonderful try from Iestyn Harris. How did they get that ball out the back door to him in the first place? And then he just stood the last line of defence up, weaved his way round him. Great try.
All came about from the lost ball from Apollo Perolini. And they took that advantage. Beautiful step in and out. But a great offload there by Powell. Under immense pressure from Powell. Throws the dummy. Looks as though it stopped. Look at that. Great stuff. Martin went for the interception. Harris, the Welsh wizard, puts Leeds back on terms.
Well, he will do if he adds the extras to this, and you would think so from bang in front. Dean Lance will be well pleased with that. Harris with the try. Third of the year for the Great Britain and Welsh international. 5 goals against the Saints in the Cup. He missed that match in April, as I say. This to level the scores. 12-all at Knowsley Road.
Well, the Saints coach Ian Millwood, he'll be disappointed with that. The mistake from Perolini allowed Leeds to get back into this match, but Powell did ever so well. Must have shouted for it, Iestyn Harris. It took some scoring. He weaved in and out, step off the right, arced on the left.
Great try, and Darryl Powell was only just on the field when he made that telling contribution, and that's where he believes now his influence can best be felt for the Rhinos, coming off the bench, and he has been highly influential in the past 4 wins.
That was a great pass, that is for sure.
First try in 8 games for Iestyn Harris, created by this man, Darryl Powell.
Well, as you say, Eddie, you may not have the legs to run the full 80 these days, but still an influence.
Lovely kick over the top, that will bounce for Sterling, well, it would have done. Wellens gets it back, but a knock-on ruled against the young St Helens fullback.
Not happy with it. Oh, looks good, K-I-double-L.
If this would have bounced for Sterling, he would have been over.
Beautiful kick through. And the senior member of Super League, Paul Sterling, could have come up with a vital try. Just didn't get that bounce. That's the knock-on.
Harris again trying to weave through the defence. Wellens gets to him, and so too does Sculthorpe. Jackson, Sheridan, Andy Hay got away from Long, but the reinforcements arrived in the shape of Joint.
A few of the Saints tacklers are bouncing off the man.
Sheridan, Matthew, Those tackles made to count. They had to, 7 metres short of the line. Jackson, Sheridan, Harris looks for the runner. It's Cummins. Senior, wide, Pratt, try. Carl Pratt with a try.
They got caught short out there yet again. Senior the provider. Pratt finished it off with style. Good effort. They're stunned here. Wellens believes that he did not come up with a knock-on. 2 mistakes within the stroke of 1 minute, and the Rhinos have made the Saints suffer. Dummy runners 1 and 2. Beautiful effort. Slight suspicion was it. This is a mistake, the knock-on from Wellens. He wasn't too impressed. The rest of the team aren't now. Leeds are taking control. Beautiful play there. It did look a little bit suspect forward. Pratt saying yes, yes, yes. See it again. Swings around. Oh, maybe half a metre.
Well, if it was, the touch judge didn't spot it. Carl Pratt gets the try in the corner. Yestin Harris with the conversion attempt from way out on that touchline again. Missed another Yestin Harris. Well, Leeds have the lead.
In these conditions, Eddie, it was always going to be expected that they were going to get plenty of tries. But that is forward. Pratt had to lean about half a metre forward anyway. Finished it off well. 2 vital mistakes by Saints have gifted Leeds not only to get back into this game, but they are now controlling it. What a boost for them just before the half-time break.
4 points the difference, and Leeds in possession again with Darren Fleary. This is Darryl Powell. This is Harris. It's now with Sheridan, tackling with Long. Matthew, Andy Hay. Punishing run down the blind side. Stopped by Joint and Newlove. Walker to Sheridan. And there's the high kick. And nobody looks like they fancy it, but Steve Hall does very well.
Unbelievable take there. Sini was all over him like a rash. Oh, that looked pretty high. There's a take. All over him. Leeds have been doing this all throughout this first half. Not surprisingly, the referee has lost his patience. To be fair, Eddie, I think I'm losing mine.
Perolini on his back, gets to his feet. Cunningham's the dummy half. And the blind side they go. Low penalty count, to be fair, and it's all square in that department. Here's Julian O'Neill. And it takes 3 Leeds men to bring the St Helens prop forward, the substitute down. Sean Long scampers inside Matthew. On to Joint, through the hands, and Sterling has it.
Position him well. That was sensational from Sterling there. He had a 3-on-1, and he just parked himself in the right position at the right time. It was a big gamble.
Matthew struggles to his feet again. Jackson, on it goes to Harris. Wide then to Morley, and Morley is through and looked over the shoulder. Seen it overrunning. Penalty to Leeds. This will infuriate the St Helens supporters still more.
Well, he wasn't touching him. Yeah. He lets go there.
I think he got his foot tangled in his shorts, actually.
And it was on the blind side of the referee, so that's why he's given it. Huge uproar from the Saints fans underneath the gantry here. I'd like to have a little chat with the merry whistleblower from time to time.
And with us, Sheridan, Jackson, Harris. Oh, ducked underneath the swinger from Sculthorpe. Henare got to him. Jackson, Andy Hay. Perolini gets to Andy Hay with Henare. Matthew. That's the last for Leeds. Jackson now. Jackson stabbing it in goal. It's picked up. Can he get his way back into the field of play? No, he can't. Steve Hall. Drop out underneath the post.
Well, that showed the inexperience yet again from Steve Hall. He had the opportunity to put his foot over the whitewash whilst it was still rolling. That would have been a tap on the 20 rather than having to drop out from underneath the post. It's a rule that I would like to see changed, but until it does get changed and utilise it, but I'm afraid Steve Hall missed a golden opportunity. The ball was still rolling.
Yes, he could have flicked it dead, couldn't he, with a foot over the whitewash the other side. Drop out from underneath the post. That's out on the full.
This is a gift 2 points.
Deary. It's a penalty, bang in front of the sticks, and this will be 2 more for Iestyn Harris.
The penalty, whatever you want to do.
Well, I don't know whether Iestyn Harris is a father, is he? I don't realise it is Father's Day, but this is a gift, isn't it?
It is a gift, this. Give 2 points to a kicker of his quality, and it's not the best that we've ever seen a kicker of the quality of Tommy Martin do.
A bit confused. 10 minutes before the half-time break, it looked for all the world that the red and whites were coasting. Look at the scoreline, 16-12.
It's 18-12 now. Harris just put the ball on top of the kicking tee and wafted the leg at it, and over it went. 18-12 Leeds.
Talking of which, Eddie, happy Father's Day and all those fathers out there.
Indeed, and the granddads as well. Kevin Iro sitting alongside Ian Millwood. What would they give to have Iro out there on the field against his former club tonight? Leading scorer in Super League, they're missing him.
Silly mistakes have proved very costly, though, and I'm sure that will be part of his half-time summary from Ian Millwood. Dean Lance will be quite pleased the way that Leeds have shown a lot of courage. They've stuck to their guns, fought back.
They have courage and commitment on display here from the Rhinos, in possession with Matthew.
Well, I'm sure that Ian Millwood would also be aware that Dean Lance, the tactics of slowing things down at the play of the ball, have certainly worked.
Joint all over the back of Walker. Gets to his feet, plays it to Jackson. Here's Matthew, now Powell. Flying tackle by Henare. Here goes Harris. Harris has seen a gap. Could be more on here for Leeds on half-time. Harris, he's run down a blind alley. Now he gives it in field to Powell. And Powell is tackled by Perolini. Well, Iestyn Harris held on for too long then. He was a bit over-elaborate. And the chance was gone, but there was a try begging for Leeds because they were flooding forward in support of that run by their captain. Adrian Morley leaves the field. Dean Lance waits for his players to arrive in the dressing room. Keith Senior got them underway with a try in the 8th minute. They surrendered the lead after half an hour when Newlove got over for the second St Helens try, and Sean Long, their number 7, added the goal. But since then, 2 tries, one from Harris, one from Pratt, and a couple of goals give us the half-time situation of 18-12 to the Rhinos.
On Midsummer's Eve, the full force of nature's fury will be released. Witness the second coming of Mike Tyson. Live from Hampden Park next Saturday at 8. Sky Box Office. Book Tyson v. Savarese for $11.95 using your digital remote control. See Channel 770 for ordering information.
Oh, Carly, 3 groats. What about 1 groat and a turnip? Done. We got any leeches for this?
Ah!
Hey, what's going on? What a difference a carling makes. Wasn't that offside?
What's offside?
I don't know.
Towbacks on the A1M just outside Sheffield. Avoid that.
Could this be paradise?
The A406.
Sparkling and cascading into the winter air, a burst water main on the A406. Brake lights wink at me provocatively, seducing me into a familiar dream. The railway barrier as it falls, the majestic spilt load, a contraflow on the Bracknell bypass, the snowbound tailback that stirs my soul. Finally, everything is still. And as I gaze across this sea of tranquility, I pray, let this moment last forever.
You and your friends getting in the football mood? Get stuck into some real football food, like my Mega Bucket. 10 succulent pieces of freshly prepared kicking chicken. 4 bags of crispy fries to boot. There's enough for everyone to get a piece of the action. And at $9.99, it's the tastiest bargain of the season. Nobody does chicken like KFC.
Some blood on the dashboard and the footwell. We can see that's big push backwards into the driver.
Pedestrian is fatal. Can I have a doctor to the scene and undertaker, please?
2 sets of skid marks at a slight angle towards the offside of the road, denting to the
Single motorcycle with fatal injuries.
and his injuries will help us as to whether it may have been his shoulder or his head which caused the damage to the windscreen.
I'm always on the search. So far, I found more than I was looking for.
The new Nokia phone is small and slim with big features. It fits the way you live. Nokia, connecting people.
More live championship boxing coming up for you tomorrow night. Neville Brown takes on Sam Soliman for the Commonwealth middleweight title. That's tomorrow night from 9, live only on Sky Sports 1. It's half-time here in the Super League, and St Helens 12, Leeds Rhinos 18, and 3 tries to 2, with the boot of Harris winning out the battle with Sean Long 3-2 also. St Helens dressing room, I bet they're trying to get some cool air inside there. Don't know whether these dressing rooms are air-conditioned these days, but they need to be on a night like this. Mind you, having said that, ever since we mentioned the sunshine and Steve was saying it was going to be nice for the rest of the week, the clouds have come. But there are no clouds in the Leeds Rhinos dressing room. They are ahead by 18 points to 12, and they have shown a lot of courage, a lot of commitment, and they have taken this game to St Helens. It was Dean Lance's plan before the match to run Saints off their feet in the heat here at Knowsley Road tonight, and so far, Steve-O, those tactics have worked.
Yeah, they certainly have, and also the other tactic of holding the man down. They've been getting away with it. A lot of latitude from the official Steve Presley, but if you can get away with it, why not? I'm sure that Dean Lance and the Leeds players will be very, very happy. I know one thing, they would be happy with their opening score as well. They caught St Helens really flat on the outside and having a bit of a problem is Steve Hall in that department, and you'll see how Hall comes off the whitewash, leaves a huge gap here, and Senior, who is in absolutely sensational form, huge gap, it had to be scored. See how he came in and made sure that Wellens could not get him over the whitewash. That was superb. Now then, this is where Sculthorpe perhaps did not realise that it scored. I'm surprised that Presley did not go to the video screen. It was either a try, no doubt about it from there, or a double movement. And it did shock me that Presley did not go for the video on that one. no doubt in my mind, and even Edward's mind, that with a try. Well, what Leeds did to Saints did exactly the same. You could see there that Carl Pratt was the culprit that was caught inside, where Stewart, beautiful pass from Wellens, good combination. And then the outstanding kick from Tommy Martin. Newlove, set move, Chev Walker, a little bit slow. The poacher was in again, and at this point it looked all over for the Leeds Rhinos, but give them credit, they have come back with a vengeance. And the experience of Darryl Powell, only a few seconds off the bench, he allows the opportunity, and the silky skills of Justin Harris get the Rhinos charging yet again. And this is the link. It came from yet another mistake from St. Helens that allowed the possession. Seen it again, but suspect forward, maybe half a metre, and Pratt into the corner. They'll be very happy indeed, Eddie, with their work in the first 40 minutes.
Yes, Ian Millwood has only seen his side lose once, hasn't he? And that was narrowly against the Bradford Bulls, their second defeat of the season for St. Helens. He's got some work to do here again now.
Certainly has, and I'm sure that Leeds will be quite happy, because remember, at the early start of the season, Leeds were playing woeful. They would have no spirit. It looked as though they were doomed to be down there with a wooden spoon, but with this first half performance, they could very well now make the 5.
Yes, results have gone for them earlier today. Warrington were beaten, and of course Castleford lost against Bradford on Friday, so it's gone all Leeds Rhinos' way, and Hull, of course. They've made a bit of ground on the clubs immediately above them. It's boiling up into quite a race, isn't it? And talking of boiling up, it is boiling here at Knowsley Road tonight, it really is. And whoever goes home with this, the man of the match watch, will have deserved that little trinket this evening. It'll be a super performance from whoever is chosen by the coaching staff of the losing side. And as ever, we're inviting your calls to predict the coach's choice. The prize, if you're right, 2 tickets to the grand final at Old Trafford, Saturday, October the 14th. And you also have the opportunity to win the VIP box for you and all your friends at the big night. 09009 10 10 13, with about 20 minutes of the match remaining. And in case you haven't been to Old Trafford for grand final night, this is what it means to the players. That's what they're all wanting to do, lift the Super League trophy. And the Saints, of course, the team we're watching here tonight, they won the trophy. They're the champions. They won it last year. They won that lovely trophy, and it was a wonderful, wonderful night. We want you to be part and parcel of the big event. Take part in our Man of the Match competition. Now then, let's get you up to date with events down under in Australia. Wins for Brisbane, for Canberra narrowly, for the Cronulla Sharks, for Melbourne Storm, they're back in the hunt for the playoffs. Newcastle, big win over Northern Eagles. North Queensland Cowboys beating the Penrith Panthers, and the Parramatta Eels going down against the Sydney Roosters. Graham Murray's team, of course, formerly the Leeds coach. This is the situation then in the National Rugby League, and Melbourne Storm were out of the 8 last week. Now they're back in it, but Brisbane lead the way, 4 points cleared of the Raiders. Then it comes the Roosters, the Knights, the Sharks, the Panthers, Melbourne and the Eels. That's the composition of the top 8, but that's liable to change between now and the end of the Aussie season, just as our top 5 is liable to change between now and the end of our season. This, remember, the first match of the second half of the season. And Leeds, well, they have built up a 6-point advantage at half-time. And in the sunshine here, Saints hoping to bounce back second half. Half-time at Knowsley Road. St Helens, the champions, 12. Leeds Rhinos, 18. 3 tries to 2. 3 kicks to 2. Leeds will attack from right to left second half as we watch. And it's going to be Justin Harris who will get this second half underway on the shrill blast of referee Steve Presley's whistle. Deep kick-off from Harris. Martin underneath it. Here comes Perolini. He takes the first tackle. And St Helens, I wonder what Ian Millwood said in that dressing room at half-time. We'll find out shortly as we go down to Angela Powers on the touchline. But Steve-O, I think he will be saying to them, all right, we know it's a warm night, but you've got to be a bit more devilish.
Yeah, a little bit more enthusiastic to try to get on and play the ball a bit quicker. We mentioned at half-time the fact that the Leeds ploy of holding them down as long as they could. Oh, that was forward. There was never any chance for Inari going to take that. Well, the mistakes continue, and that will be another thing that Ian Millwood will be not too impressed with. It was forward from Sean Long.
And the crowd underneath us shout that that was forward to Adrian Morley, but Steve Presley says no. 10 handling errors in the match. St Helens have made 6. One thing that St Helens will get a little bit of encouragement from, in no fewer than 9 of their 12 victories under their new coach Ian Millwood, they have conceded 20 points or more. So their philosophy is, we'll score plenty and, OK, we'll concede a few as well. I wonder if that will come up trumps for them in this second half. They've got to defend here now because it's with Sheridan. Now it's with Harris. It's on to Morley, and wide it goes to Walker. And Walker keeps the movement going, but only just. Morley collects again. Back to Sheridan. And Sheridan takes the last tackle this set of 6. Darryl Powell attacking the line, floating the pass to Senior. Long gets to him. Senior dumps it on the line. That's a knock on. Well, he's not gone to check with the video referee.
He got it right. Lost it.
Oh, I've seen those given, Steve-O. Goodness me.
Well, the reluctance for him, he loses it there and gets it back.
That's a try.
2 fingers. That's all it takes, but does he have full control? Well, he didn't go in the first half.
I was going to say, it's evened it out.
Yep.
It's evened it up.
Scales of justice have been done.
Well, he's terribly confident in his own decision-making ability, is Steve Presley, which is what Greg McCallum wants, of course, from his men in the middle. But I hope we are not getting the Bill Harrigan syndrome creeping in. Anthony Stewart now. And the Bill Harrigan syndrome, in case any of you are new to our game, is that Mr. Harrigan is an Australian official who is at times overconfident in his own ability to make decisions, and he has got the nickname in certain quarters as Bill Arrogant.
I wonder who says that.
Well, all Great Britain supporters will. That's for sure. Right, what was said at half-time in those dressing rooms? Angela Powers has had her little ear at the door.
Yeah, and I can tell you there were a very steamy changing rooms. Hot and steamy, but cool in the words that were said. They say it's a bit of an arm wrestle from the Saints camp. They really want to make sure that the Saints team don't switch off. Again, I think they switched off a bit in the first half. But it looks like Leeds are really going to be pushing it to them. They want to make sure that they don't switch off. Well, it looks as though we've got, somebody down on the floor there, but I'll just fill you in on what else was said. The Leeds coach, Dean Lance, is expecting something of an onslaught in this second half. He knows that St Helens are behind, and they're really going to be taking it to them. But if they do the good things, the little things right, then they should come up with a result. But the Saints team want to play with some more emotion, cut out the mistakes, they'll be okay.
Well, we pinpointed it at half-time, and he's in the wars tonight, isn't he? Paul Sterling.
Well, he got the Cumberland throw from Tommy Martin. Well, then does he make contact? 50-50, you'd have to say. Oh, the grab from the big fella.
That's gone on report. The referee, Steve Presley, has put that incident on report. And that will be looked at later on this week. Perolini, he made a grab at the face, didn't he?
No doubt that, well, he had problems with the shoulder, and I think perhaps that this, well, it wouldn't have helped it, would it? Oh yeah, it was high, and he really went into him.
Well, was it the tackle that's on report, or was it the grab at the face of Paul Sterling? Either way, the incident is there for the authorities to take a peek at. He's on his way at the end of the season, as I say, and to be fair to him, he's been a model pro here for St Helens in all the time that he has been with the club, Apollo Perolini. He's had 6 years here, 2 Challenge Cups, 2 titles. He has appeared in 7 major finals for the club. I'm sure they will wish him well, as we all do.
Looks quite concerned, Dean Lance. Took him a while, the coach, to bring the chap back. Some great performances in the A-team. reliance, but he is not well.
Now he's helped from the field, and so Graham Mackay comes on. It's his 6th appearance in a row as substitute, as Sterling takes his place on the bench. Well, after all that schmozzle, Iestyn Harris has elected to take a kick at goal. 40 metres out, just about bang in front of the sticks. No wind, I don't think, to speak of, out there on the field anyway. Harris then bang in front. Leeds fans behind the posts, breathing in to get the ball between the uprights. It's over the top. Leeds increase their advantage, 20 points to 12.
No problem in discipline. Dean Lance obviously concerned about losing Paul Sterling, who's been in electrifying form of late. The one thing that he must be pleased with more than anything is the attitude that has come back to this Leeds side. They really are digging deep and working as a unit.
Yes, they're a transformed team compared to the opening weeks of the season. And they really are in with a big shout now of making it to the 5. I think the tackle count is rising for St Helens. They're in double figures. I think the night we saw them at the Broncos, Steve-O, just after Murrayfield, and indeed the Murrayfield defeat itself, in a way that has spurred Leeds on.
Well, the 3 wins in the space of 10 days, yes, it was a big ask. And they dug deep at London that night, and it certainly turned their season around.
Hasn't done much for London, has it?
Sadly, no. But Leeds will be quite happy, just keep plugging away, and if Saints continue with a mistake rate, that's a good kick. Getting the fullback all the way down.
Wicked bounce. Harris leading the charge, but Wellens is past him.
With ease.
Couldn't get away from Matthew and Morley, though. Anthony Sullivan, he's been quiet tonight. Good tackling by Morley again. Perolini once more.
Well, they really do have to find some spark, Saints, pretty soon. He's the man that can do it. Great tackle, though, from Senior. Again, trying to hold him down. You could see that Saints couldn't get a quick play the ball there.
O'Neill tackled. Morley is there. Matthew is there. Senior's there. Fleary's there. It's the last for St Helens. There's Cunningham. Now Sculthorpe dabs it over the top, trying to turn Carl Pratt around. Cummings sweeps up.
Good position by the fullback, Cummings, then. Anticipated the short kick on that blind side. As I say, Leeds will be quite happy with... they've got the 8-point lead.
Incidentally, that interchange involving Paul Sterling is classed apparently as a blood bin. He's got a cut mouth. So in the overall run of things, providing he returns, it won't count. On the substitutes rota, that is. Here's Harris. Now Morley up the middle. Cunningham held on. He's still got the ball away to Matthew. Leeds playing with a lot of confidence, flinging the ball round from one side of the field to the other. Chev Walker, 17 years of age, playing in Super League.
Well, we saw the stats a little bit earlier there. That wasn't the best pass, and Mr. Powell has a daggered look, surprisingly.
Well, Jackson held his hand up, to be fair. Now he'll have to get the tackle in on O'Neill. He doesn't, but colleagues do.
I'm just saying, we saw the stats a few moments earlier, Eddie, and the fact that...
offside Leeds.
Leeds had only made 90 tackles, whereas Saints had done 130.
Quick tap. Morley.
He's
on the sin bin.
He's got to go.
And he's going. He's
professional foul.
He was pointed there by Steve Presley. Sean Long, that was quick thinking, took a quick tap penalty and ran straight at the big fellow. And Morley, well, instinctively just tried to grab him.
Good work from Long, as you mentioned. Any one of them would do. Points to the referee. Gets the point across. Presley, he points to. And Morley, to be fair, has had a quiet game.
He has.
In fact, ever since all the publicity about Morley.
Long adds 4 points to the St Helens total. 14-20 now. They're back within a converted try, and they have 12 men against them. Ian Millwood must be wondering, is this the moment?
Well, it's certainly a golden opportunity. Leeds down to 12, but it's amazing what pressure can be applied to some of these players. All the media talk about him on his way to Australia, East Sydney Roosters. Since that particular media exposure, he really has seemed to have fallen off his game.
Nicol, Roughhouse just on, and Perolini, the man, taken off. Here's Steve Hall.
Well, will this now be the green light for Saints? They really have to keep this ball alive. And it'll swing back, the tackle count now, of course.
Sky Sports 1 on Wednesday at 8:30, by the way. Rugby League World, highlights from the Super League and from the NRL programme in Australia, and all the features about these players, like Cunningham. That's a great run.
Determination. Oh, he's got to do something about this. They're getting away with it. It's been one mess from start to finish. And to be fair, Mr. Presley, you have to take some of the blame.
O'Neill.
He really should have stamped down a lot earlier than what he has done now.
That's a great run from the New Zealand prop forward, the United States international. Here's Long, little gap for Nico. Back it goes. Oh, Edmondson. Mark Edmondson just on the field, and he should have posted a try. Should have got his first try of the year on his first appearance of the year.
Pass was superb. Frustration. Edmondson, glory in his eyes. DUMB in the hands. Ian Millwood cannot believe it. The pass from Nicol was outstanding. Nothing wrong with it whatsoever.
Yes, it was. Mark Edmondson just on the field. Oh dear.
Well, what a let-off for Leeds. Remember, they are down to 12 men. Saints, if they could have come up with that try, it really would have put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Harris is grabbed by Joint. Jackson to Matthew. Matthew has to take the tackle. Jackson again, good run. Last victory for Leeds, by the way, this side of the Pennines a year ago. Jackson's hurt. Jackson's clutching his shoulder now. Sterling had a problem with his earlier. Jackson now has a problem with his. I make the point, last victory this side of the Pennines a year ago against Wigan at Old Central Park.
Right on the corner of the shoulder. Full weight. Well, it doesn't appear as though anything is broken. Be able to play the football. The game can continue. Full credit though to this Leeds outfit. They're walking wounded. They're still at 6 points in front.
Time back on. It's the last tackle, and Sheridan hoists a high kick again. They're trying to protect Wellens. He's dropped that and he touched it. Drop out under the sticks. Sean Long appealing, saying no. Wellens, I think, knows.
Well, he was all at sea with this, wasn't he?
And we all know now.
Definitely touches it. He appeared to have it. To be fair, it could have been a swirling ball. Yet another mistake.
Goal line dropout forced by Leeds. Remember, they're the team with 12 men. Cummins, 12 men for a 10-minute spell in this second half, and that is cruel on a warm evening like this.
That's why it's important now that Leeds make sure they get through their sets of six. Don't come up with a mistake early in the tackle count.
Darryl Powell, every time the ball is passed by Leeds, the crowd here shouts, well, screams for forward. It's with Harris now. He showed it to Senior. He slipped the net of Stewart. He scored, or has he lost it?
He lost the ball.
Time off.
He grabbed it at the second time. This may be constituted as a knock-on. He's on his way to the try line.
Over the line.
It was knocked down. That'll be a knock-on from the St. Helens player. Didn't get it down there, no doubt about it. Mark Edmondson, well...
Two men in the tackle, Steve-O. Penalty try?
No, there's one man.
No, well, there is one man now.
Yeah. Well, Edmondson bombed the try, but he saved one. He's evened up the count. What's this? Goes for the ball. And saves what surely would have been a try.
Be a head and feet to Leeds then, won't it? Knock on against
St. Helens. Yep. You can't really say that it's an advantage for Harris. This will be N-O-T-R-Y.
From attack, Leeds.
They've got it right.
Knock on by Edmondson.
Well, thankfully, the official did go to the video referee, but more pressure for Saints.
Yes, and Harris thought he was over the line. Good ball back to Cummins. Joint with a telling tackle.
Well,
now Joint's hanging on.
I'd be setting up for a 1 point here. Remember.
Mackay once more. Slip ball back. Oh, good defence from St. Helens there. They were nearly caught. Powell's little run. Here's Sheridan. Now it's with Harris. Wide to Senior. They've been caught out wide a couple of times, both sides. Not this time. That's 3 of the 6 gone. Carl Pratt, Yeston Harris, Jamie Matthew, Andy Hay. Off one would-be tackler, not away from the next 3 in.
Surely a drive to the sticks and then go for that 1 point field goal, that is.
It's Sheridan. Now it's Powell. He stepped inside Newlove. Wide it goes. Mackay. Oh, just couldn't get it down.
Tap on the 20. Well, good effort, though. Pretty strong. Powell's certainly done his business since he's come off the bench. But that was great cover defence from Tommy Martin here. Went for the ball. Sure that Mackay couldn't get anywhere near.
Hard to stop. New South Wales state of origin player, a couple of years in the early 90s, and an Australian international as well once upon a time. Good defence though from Tommy Martin. They've not made the one-man tell yet. They're not making the clean breaks, St. Helens, that they normally do here. And maybe Newlove, but not this time.
Good defence that. Slowing the man down yet again. Now, to be fair, there's some of the St. Helens players, they're not really trying hard to get on with the game.
It's with Wellens. Possible break on here. Good run from Wellens. Nickel enveloped by Harris and Matthew. And Jackson coming in as well. Adrian Morley still in the sin bin. Last minute approaching of that spell. This is Sculthorpe. Stewart took it in brilliantly. Stewart, great ball inside. Hall puts it down. Did he have full control?
Yeah, what a try.
He did. St. Helens are back within 2 points of the Leeds Rhinos. That's a great try.
Better build-up as well. Lot more enthusiasm there. Nickel leading the way, got them to the position. Stewart did ever so well after he made the break. Made sure he got the pass back on the inside. And Hall finished off. Beautiful stuff from Sculthorpe. Missed 2 of his men out there. And Hall put himself in the right position. Lunges out with the right arm. Saints are back. Never say die effort here from Sonny Nickel. See how it sucks the defence in. He wanted to get on with it. They certainly did. Long. Sculthorpe. Beautiful long ball out wide there. Pratt could not get anywhere near. Great combination. Centre and winger. Stewart the centre, and that man is the winger, the scorer.
Steve Hall, and this kick to come now from Sean Long on the touchline. If he gets this, we're locked together again at 20 points apiece. Scores will be level for the 3rd time in this match. Scores are treble, third time in the match. 20 points apiece. Leeds about to reintroduce Adrian Morley out of the sin bin. As ever, game on in the Super League.
What an effort. Has it swung away from him yet again? Nervous times for the two coaches. He looks pretty calm about it, Ian Millwood. Remember, Angela Powers, in a report from the half-time from the dressing room, stated Ian Millwood was cool and calm about it, said, we will get back into it, just be patient.
Here goes the hero of the moment, the try scorer Steve Hall. 4 tries in last week's reserve grade game against Wakefield has earned him the opportunity here.
It's important Leeds get their defence pretty solid.
They're messing around with that play the ball though, aren't they? It's spoiling tactics.
They're getting away with it though, Eddie.
Yes, they are. They're knocking Saints out of their stride. That's a great run from O'Neill. Here goes Long, injecting some pace into the match.
Well, again, he refuses to give the penalty.
Kick is drifted over the top by Tommy Martin. Here comes Graham Mackay now.
Clever little kick as well. Make sure he split the full-back on the winger.
Senior taking on Hall on the outside. What a run from Senior. He's got the legs, has he, on Stewart? No.
What a game he's having.
Carl Pratt now to attack. Looking for support. It's there from Jackson. Wide it goes to Chev Walker. Chev Walker cuts in field. Almost glory for the 17-year-old, but a great run just the same to within 8 meters of the line. Jackson, Matthew, back it goes to Darryl Powell. Wide it comes to Andy Hay. Adrian Morley's out. You don't need him. Hay is over. Defence just melted again. Morley was the dummy on the inside, the dummy runner. Hay showed him the ball and took it round the St Helens defence to score. They've been found wanting in this right-hand corner all night, St Helens.
What a wonderful break from Keith Senior. What a game he's had, in and out. Showed amazing pace there. Took the tackle, but this is a wonderful handoff from Andy Hay. Get out of the way, and he does just that. Anthony Stewart just a little bit lazy going into the tackle, which allowed the big second rower, playing loose forward, should I say, tonight, though, and he hands him off. They held off with the dummy. The pen was enough. Leeds are back in front.
Yeah, that's it, that's about.
Doesn't he enjoy playing at Knowsley Road, Andy Hay? Clean shaven before the season began. And Ian Millwood, his team have to come from behind yet again. Might have to claw back 6 points because this is kickable for Harris. There's his angle. Taking his time, Justin Harris. Oh, he's missed it. Kicks the kicking tee away in disgust. 20 points to 24.
That could be a vital miss too. But full effort to Hay. Powell, as we mentioned before, has been instrumental in getting Leeds well and truly back into the match. But what a time to come up with a 4-pointer.
Andy Hay, who fancies his chances with England in the World Cup that we have mentioned many times during the course of tonight's broadcast. Darryl Powell. Good to see Paul Sterling back and on the field.
He has a settling influence.
Man of the match. Votes now wanted 09009 10 10 13. 2 grand final tickets. Who is your man of the match? Pick the losing coach's choice. Mind you, you've got to pick a losing side first.
Just saying, Eddie, that Darryl Powell, the experience, you know, to come off from the bench, he just has settling effect on all the rest of the players.
Harris with the angle kick, looking for Carl Pratt. Steve Hall is nonchalantly watching it go over the dead ball line.
Just a little bit too strong from the lead skipper. He's had a fine match too. Some jinking runs.
Come on. You'll make the effort, Lee. I am waiting for you.
Well, this is a period now, Eddie, when it's going to take some toll from all the players out there.
Sculthorpe tried to get the pass away to Martin. He got boot to it, but Chef Walker did well to clean up for Leeds.
Early in the tackle count to trying to force the pass.
Anthony Farrell for Leeds.
Far too many mistakes, though, from Saints.
Harris to Hay. Morley on the run. Spell in the sin bin completed. Maybe just recharge the batteries. Sheridan. Ryan Sheridan tonight making his 99th appearance for Leeds, incidentally. With Harris. It's wide to Farrell. They've got a man out wide, which is Walker.
Did well to take that in. He's drifting away from it. Walker just got his right hand to it.
Harris flicks it back. Matthew.
That'll be the turnover.
Kieran Cunningham's got it anyway, I think.
Not a bad effort though. So close for Dean Lance. That's good work. It's been a highlight of their defence from Leeds tonight. Is that the first and second markers, so the other ones have let them down.
Quick tap again from Long. He's off. Powell got to him. Well, the referee has got to stop all this because Leeds are frustrating the life out of St Helens.
There we saw there yet again. Powell went back for a second helping.
Here's Sullivan. He's had a quiet night. Almost exploded onto the scene then. Newler flicks the pass into the arms of Sullivan once more. Another chance for the Welsh international. 20 metres away, grounded by Matthew's tackle. Here is Martin. Now on to Sculthorpe. Popped up to Nicol, but poor ball. And Carl Pratt has it. Long's missed it. Carl Pratt on a race with Stewart, and Pratt will win it. Pratt gets the gold medal. Pratt gets the 4 points. And St Helens forcing the pass in the opposition quarter. And Carl Pratt swoops on the mistake and has the power to get all the way over at the other end of the field. 9th try of the year for young Carl Pratt. Very much the man in favour with Dean Lance this year, where he couldn't really get a start under Graham Murray in 1999, and the young man is repaying the faith.
Well, this is the feeble pass, and they just allowed him to pluck the ball away. You could see there that Nicol should have come a lot closer to Sculthorpe, and once he had open space, it was shut the gate time. Go you little beauty, go you little beauty, says Dean Lance. And Mr. Pratt certainly does that all right. Tongue out, smiles all around. He was in turmoil early in the season. Now he's basking in the glory.
Another 10-point lead built for the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, we're switched on, mate.
Well, during the course of March, they didn't appear to have anything thumping underneath the shirt. But boy, oh boy, Eddie, today they have dug deep. Have the Rhinos.
They have short kick-off from Tommy Martin. Jackson takes control of the situation away from Francis Cummins. Matthew is the dummy half. And here's Kevin Sinfield. Good strong run from Morley.
They got the tails up now.
Sheridan forced almost to the touchline. Walker, dummy half, Matthew.
This is where the kicking game has to come into play from Leeds. Make sure that the kick and chase is good. Try to pen down St Helens in their own quarter at least.
There's the high kick from Harris again. Another tester for Hall and Wellens. Wellens claims this one.
Good work there from the winger. You see Hall, he made sure that he got in between him, which allowed the full-back the opportunity to take the ball.
It's obviously in Dean Lance's game plan to have his men turn the St Helens players on their backs, just to halt the momentum. Joint trying to impose some of that momentum. Good tackle by Cummins.
Well, he had Sullivan out on the left. Didn't have a look there. And Sheridan all over the ball carrier yet again.
Oh, he went for the intercept then.
He's lost it at Sculthorpe.
Senior shot out of the line, went for the interception. Sculthorpe held on, but then lost it.
Yet another error. Leeds will be quite happy. They're playing into their hands now. And Sculthorpe could not control it. He tried to force the pass.
Here's Chev Walker.
Well, this has been a wonderful effort by Leeds. The tactics have been right. They've got away with it. The referee has been quite lenient.
Probably lenient, Steve-o, because it's such a warm night, eh?
Say that again.
Mackay on the charge. Great run! Cummins in support! That's the match! Cummins with the try, and Leeds have won a famous victory in St Helens. Ian Millwood hasn't been on the receiving end too often this year, but he is tonight, and Leeds are going to go home with some priceless points in the Super League. Cummins with the try.
Well deserved. I said it might take its toll late in this match. St Helens have had to do a lot of tackling. Mackay set it up. Cummins surely gets the winning try. Bang! Sheer strength. Nice offload. Out on their feet there. Skips away. You've every right to smile. He's every right to say, you beauty yet again. Bonza, mate.
But Australia again. Harris adds the extras. Bang in front. Well, 36 points to 20 now. Leeds, I think you can safely say, are going to win this match. And Ian Millwood saw his unbeaten record, his personal unbeaten record, go west at Odsal. Now he's going to see his unbeaten home record go west against the Leeds Rhinos. And Dean Lance, this has been a wonderful turnaround of fortunes for him. To be fair to the Leeds club and Gary Hetherington, they kept the faith with him when all around were pointing accusing fingers and saying he wasn't the man for the job. Well, Dean Lance has proved conclusively over the past couple of months that he most certainly is.
The most important people that were backing him early was the players. They were holding their hands up and saying, look, we are not playing well. It's not the coach's problem, it's our problem. They have worked in unison, they've worked hard, and they are now reaping those rewards. And rightly so, it's been a wonderful effort from them.
Man of the match, you're looking for a Rhino, I think. Oh, Paul Sterling's after this. Well, he shoved Sullivan out of the way. Pushed him in the back as they both chased that. Wasn't a shoulder charge.
Helped him along.
Mind you, Mal Meninga did that at Old Trafford, didn't he, not long ago?
I think Sullivan was half thinking of dropping on that ball, but the push made him go with the boot. Well, he showed amazing speed, didn't he? I think you once called him the old-timer, didn't you, Paul Sterling?
Well, not just me. He is the oldest man knocking around Super League, but I heard an interview with him on the radio. He only came into the game, you know, when he was 29. And I heard an interview with him on the radio coming here today, and he said he feels he's fitter now than he's ever been, and he wants another year or two.
Well, he certainly showed it there.
Fitter and quicker. Mackay does well. Bounces back. Newlove has it. Tim Yonkers is on. And the match possession overwhelming in Leeds' favour, and it's not been young Paul Welland's night tonight. We have praised him to the skies in the past. Tonight, least said, and soonest mended, Paul.
What's going through the mind of Ian Millwood?
We need to win next week. Leeds looking to inflict more damage with Harris. Chev Walker.
Well, Houston Harris has certainly enjoyed it out there tonight. Controlled the side, led them superbly.
Here's Farrell.
I think the biggest influence has been the return to great form of Keith Senior.
Not played properly, that football, by the way, penalty to Saints.
There'll be some sort of relief, but you can see there some of the Saints players are well and truly never got a foot to it anywhere near them, but some of the players are well and truly suffering in this heat. Dehydration perhaps, but because they've been forced to do a lot of defending.
They have. Cunningham attacking down the blind side. Well, the St Helens supporters rallying with the chant that they are the champions, but they've been outplayed tonight, I'm afraid. Oh, he's dropped another Paul Wellens. It was a difficult pass, to be fair.
Well, they're taking the gamble. And therefore, you can't blame them, but you can't blame Wellington. It's dipping all the time. But I think it's a game he'll like to forget. It's a game that he will not forget.
This is the best run of the year for Leeds, certainly their best run under Dean Lance. 5 straight wins now after this. Cunningham leaves the field. Brave effort from him.
He's played well.
Harris, here's Senior. Jackson dropped it, and Keith Senior holds his bald head in his hands.
This time, fellas. Don't make too long, Lee. Don't make too long.
Holds his bald head
in his hands.
Get in! Get in!
Pretty gruesome, that.
Newlove. Only telling the truth. Martin. Yonkers.
Well, merely consolation now for the Saints if they can come up with a try.
They've missed Iro, haven't they, tonight? Oh, interception, Sinfield, is it Harris? It is. Harris against Long. Harris has got the legs. Harris has got 4. Leeds have got 2 points for the win. And Dean Lance has chalked up his 5th straight win. And Leeds' playoff bid is gathering momentum.
Well, they always say if you hang around long enough, someone might buy you a beer, but on this occasion, he was hanging around there, and someone just gave him the ball. Forcing the pass, he read it well, juggled with it at first. Brave effort from Sean Long, but Harris knew he was always going to get there. What a way to finish the game. Been involved in so many of the tries. I don't think even Dean Lance would have thought that he would have been cheering on. So many tries here at Knowsley Road. Over the years, it has been a graveyard for the Leeds side, but not today. Bonza them again.
Harris adds 2 more points to his tally, to the Leeds tally. 42 points to 20. A great win for the Leeds Rhinos, this. Just 7 wins and a draw, remember, in 27 meetings at Knowsley Road since 1973. Chalk up the 8th win in that period now. And what a crucial victory it will prove to be in the overall run of things this year for the Leeds Rhinos. It will be a very good side now that stops them getting in the top 5. They've got the sniff of it, haven't they?
Certainly have. Still got to work hard at it. It's not going to be presented to them, but the way that they've dug deep, and come back yet again, especially when we had Adrian Morley in the sin bin. It looked for all the world that Saints were going to take control of this, and it will just beat them all.
Sheridan's kick, but who was the man leading the race down the touchline? Paul Sterling, 35 years plus, loving every minute of it, and right back in the thick of the Super League battles again. He's yet to be on the losing side since his return. Saints have coughed their situation up again, and Anthony Farrell's got it back for Leeds.
Well, that's one area that the Saints coach Ian Millwood will have to work on.
Leeds now throwing it round with gay abandon.
It is certainly a lost cause, but the tactics from Leeds, they've got away with it, and they've been wonderful. That's a mistake from Morley.
First knock on was by Leeds.
He won't mind.
Head and feet to Saints.
He knows he's going to get the winning bonus. Never had full control of that. First knock on. I think the Saints players will not be rushing to pack this scrum down. They know they've been on the end of a hiding.
They have.
A bit high there from Harris. Wellens didn't like it.
It has not been the best day at the office for St Helens. Now Sullivan applied the brakes, was tackled by Sinfield.
Well, we saw there handling errors, 15. Don't expect to win a football game when you do so many.
Mine goes back to the oops, we've got a bit of a fight on our hands now. Sheridan and Long. It's a real battle royal.
Real ding-dong there, and Sheridan certainly got a feeling.
I wonder what that was all about. Scrapping it out for the England scrum half job in the World Cup.
Bit of a scuffle. Sean went first, and Sheridan then went second. Whoop.
Yeah, no worries. And just always switch out, yeah. That's all right, so it's all get up.
50-50, but it was Sean Long that started it all, I feel. Wasn't too happy with the tackle by Sheridan after he'd offloaded.
Well, he's going to the sin bin. He'll have 10, and I think he means seconds, because that's all that's left. Well, they love a bit of bit and bash. And Sheridan's gone as well. He's in the sin bin for 11 seconds.
Got a nice shiner. But he won't mind showing that off tonight, Eddie, with a cool beer. They've got the winning bonus.
Come on, you can swim it that strong.
Not easy to come here and win, but to win so convincingly. It really has hurt the pride of the Saints fans, who have started to go out of the exits.
Indeed so, indeed so. Well, this will be the last tackle of this match, because time is up. This next tackle will be the last. If it is a tackle, or Leeds get over for the try. Farrell flicks it back, picked up by Sinfield. Sinfield brushes away from one. He gets tackled in the end, and Dean Lance gets another 2 points to the Leeds cause. 42 points to 20. Iestyn Harris, a personal tally of 22 points himself. 22 points for Iestyn Harris. 2 tries, 7 goals, 42 points to 20. The Leeds Rhinos have won. They are well pleased for the journey home, and it's their first victory under Dean Lance on this side of the Pennines. Their first victory for 12 months in this part of the world. Last time it was Wigan at Central Park almost exactly a year ago. It was 13-4 then, rather more convincing tonight for Dean Lance and the Leeds Rhinos. They're in a great run of form. Well, we've seen Leeds come up with their biggest post-war score here at Knowsley Road tonight, and they have won in the end in a canter. 42 points to 20. The champions taken to the cleaners. Keith Senior is the man of the match. He wins the Tissot watch, and he is talking now to Angela Powers.
Yeah, there's your prize man of the match, and how was that?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Tissot for the watch, but, you know, we've come to St Helens and we owed them one for the defeat at Edinburgh earlier on in the year, and we've come in and we've beaten them quite well, so we're happy with that, and we're going to push on from here.
Bit of an understatement, that, really. Is it beaten them quite well?
Yeah, it was an hard game, you know, the weather was warm and it takes it out on you, but, you know, we finished off some good tries, and it's always nice to come to Saints and win. Thank you.
Lost pounds and pounds of weight, that is. Sarah Tolson of London is the man of the match competition winner. Sarah, you are off to Old Trafford. I wonder whether you will be seeing Leeds, and Dean Lance is their coach. He's with Angela.
Dean Lance, I sat next to you on the bench and you went through every try, every tackle out there, but how did it feel?
Just felt great. It was just ditto what Keith said. It's a great day to come here to St Helens and win, and I thought we did really well with 12 men there for a while, and it was just an excellent win, really full of guts and character.
And you've obviously got back onto a roll here. It looks like if you're going to have wins like that, then there's nothing's going to stop you.
Well, I'd like to think so, but you know, everyone's been saying we've turned a corner, and maybe today a win here might mean that we have turned a little corner, but we've still a long way to go, and we're doing okay, so we're just hanging on the shirt tails of the five. But it was a great day today. It was a great day for the club, and our boys, you know, just full credit to them, a great effort.
Was a great effort, and when you think over the course of this winning run that Leeds are on, they have beaten Wigan, they've beaten Castleford, and now they've beaten St Helens. Fantastic form from them. Ian Millwood has seen his men lose at home for the first time under his control. Wonder what he's got to say about it all.
That's your first loss here at Knowsley Road. How did it feel?
Oh, yeah, those things happen, but the thing is, Leeds play well, and we come up with a lot of errors, and they sponged off us all day, and that's they lived off their errors.
You really pushed it to them in the first half of the second half, but it didn't really get there, did it?
Oh, there's a lot of things that, you know, we'd like to change again, you know, some of our tackles, some of our passes, and some of our execution, but at the end of the day, we gave them a lot to work off, and they responded from it, Leeds.
Thanks, Ian.
Not a happy man, Ian Millwood. He has lost now away from home. He's lost here at home. Bitter pills to swallow. This, though, Steve-o, probably the bitterest of them all.
Oh, without a doubt, and you could see that he was bitterly disappointed as well. I mean, it's one of those situations where he knows that Leeds have come with a certain tactic. They've got away with it. If you get into their faces, if you slow them down, they have been classed as the entertainers, the St Helens side this year, and they have produced some wonderful rugby league football. But if an opposition side slows you down, which they did, and they got away with it, then full credit to Leeds. They are well and truly back on their way. And I must say, this guy, he really is in wonderful form. It was Keith Senior that put them in this position with a wonderful break. But look at this. Andy Hay just brushed them off there. And not surprising with St Helens trying to force the pass. One of the many errors. 17 in total from Saints and Lynn Harris, and there he goes. Mr. Pratt, as soon as he made clear ground, there was never going to be any doubt. And boy, oh boy, sticks the tongue out at the Leeds fans, which were camped right behind the sticks there where they scored. It was an impressive performance.
It was an impressive performance, maybe the highlight of the weekend. Well, we'll see now, because we're going to bring you the highlights of the other matches played in Super League this afternoon. Your reporter for this is Rod Studd.
With the Bulls going on the rampage at the Jungle, Wigan knew they couldn't afford to slip up at the Shea, and they didn't. They were in command from pretty much the word go after Willie Peters scored to give them the lead. Even without the suspended Andrew Farrell, Wigan always looked likely winners. After his hat-trick last week, Brett Dallas was on the mark again, his 14th Super League try of the season to put him top of the charts. To be fair to injury-hit Halifax, they battled back bravely. Andrew Dudeman's break and ball inside found Martin Moana, and he scored to narrow the deficit to just 10 points to 8. Wigan, though, were quick to reassert themselves in the second half. Gary Conley went over to make it 14-8. And Wigan were able to ensure that they stayed just a point behind the Bradford Bulls. Chris Chester was making his first return to Halifax since his move to Wigan, and he couldn't have had a better return. He scored from the base of the scrum. That made the score 20 points to 8, and Frank Endicott's side were now in command. And that 12-point cushion gave them the freedom to start playing some flowing rugby. Half the side had their hands on the football before Gary Conley made his a double, and at 26 points to 8, that was just about that. Oliver Marnes did grab a late consolation for Gary Mercer's Blue Sox, but Halifax's top 5 hopes seem to be fading by the week. They need to get some of their big guns back from injury. 10 defeats on the trot now for the Giants, and they remain rooted to the foot of Super League 5. Hull, though, are starting to hit a little bit of form, and they took a very early lead thanks to Steve Collins, 6-0. For Huddersfield Sheffield, it's been a case of close but no cigar again recently, and they fought back bravely to take the lead by the end of the first quarter, thanks to 2 tries from Danny Arnold. That was the first of them, and Gene Namu converted the second touchdown and then booted a penalty to give John Keir's side a sniff of a second victory of the season as they led by 10 points to 6. Hull, though, have won 4 of the last 5 matches. And they weren't about to be panicked after going behind. The Giants' lead lasted just 4 minutes as Adam Marr scored, 12-10 to Hull. The game was pretty much wrapped up by half-time as Sean McRae's side really clicked into gear. Many of their tries this season have been made by Maiden. This one was finished off by the Aussie loose forward. And then Luke Felsh went in to make it 24 points to 10, and Hull were well on the way to recording a 3rd straight win for the first time in this Super League season. More importantly, as far as Hull are concerned, they've consolidated their position in the top 5, and they're now just a point behind Castleford, the side they meet next weekend at the Boulevard. Steve Collins' second try made it 28 points to 10. You'd have thought that was pretty much the end of the story. But John Keir's Giants are nothing if not resilient, and the final winning margin was reduced from 18 points to 8 by a determined fight back, and Danny Arnold will take plenty of positives from his hat-trick despite finishing on the losing side. And it certainly wasn't just quantity from the Giants, but quality too, as they played some flowing football to score some sensational tries at the McAlpine. David Bradbury eventually finished this one off, and Hull were suddenly coming under pressure late on. And then Martin Gleeson capped another 50-metre effort to really put the cat among the pigeons. Just 2 points between the sides at 28-26, and Sean McRae must have really been biting his nails. And if the Giants can keep scoring tries like this, surely that elusive second win of Super League 5 can't be too far away. They next take on the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, ironically the only side they've managed to beat so far this season. But any hopes of winning this game was snuffed out by Steve Collins. Like Danny Arnold, he completed his hat-trick, and Hull are looking very, very good bets for the top 5. 6 defeats in 7 games now for London, and they drop into the bottom 3. And although they have plenty of breathing space at the bottom, these are difficult times for John Mooney and co. And they went behind early at the Willows, thanks to Mike Wainwright's touchdown. London had had a Frank Napoli try disallowed, and went further behind at 12 points to 0 after just 9 minutes, as Jason Webber burst through the defence to score. And this was a funny sort of a game, with both sides having their purple patches, and this was certainly one of Salford City's. London, though, quickly reduced the arrears as Tolson Tollett's kick on the last tackle was grounded by Carl Hammond. Within 3 minutes, Salford had scored again. Standoff Graham Holroyd is at last injury-free, and he treated the Willows fans to some of what he's capable of. That made it 18 points to 6. Amazingly, though, by the interval, the Broncos were in front for the first time. Greg Fleming got their second try of the afternoon. The try that helped put the Broncos in front came out of the blue, as Brett Wharton got the bounce of the ball on his own 30-metre line and went on an amazing burst down the touchline to score the third 4-pointer of the afternoon for London. They'd lost already twice this season to Salford, once in the league and once in the cup. Maybe a bit of revenge was on the cards. Add in 2 conversions and a penalty from Wharton, and at half-time it was 20 points to 18 to the London Broncos. But they were simply blown away in the second half, with the Reds scoring at will, and in spectacular fashion too. That effort from Nick Pinkney was very much the shape of things to come at the Willows. Jason Webber then got his second try of the afternoon, set up by Graham Holroyd. 30 points to 20, Salford City had a cushion. That was Webber's 8th try of the season. The Reds did then lose Jimmy Smith, carried off with a neck injury, but quickly added 2 further tries. The first from Gary Broadbent, who even had time to do the referee's job for him and award the try. The fullback then had an influential part to play in the next spectacular score from Salford, making the break, and with Graham Horrod on his shoulder, the 4-pointer was a shoo-in from the halfway line. Horrod then had a try disallowed. 42 points to 20, and Salford City enjoying their biggest win of the Super League season. London did score last. Peter Lupton got the touchdown, and Brett Wharton was perfect with the boot on the afternoon, but that was scant consolation. A first win for the Wildcats under Tony Kemp, and what a win at Wilderspool. The platform for the victory was led in the first half, when Wakefield scored 3 tries without reply. The first came inside the first 10 minutes from new boy Jason Critchley. Tony Kemp's other recent signing, Andy Speak, on loan from the Rhinos, then burrowed his way over to make it 12-0. With the Wolves playing catch-up football, the Wildcats pressured them into another mistake. Bobby Goulding fit again and raring to go, displaying the soccer skills to dive over. 18-0 Wakefield at half-time. Whatever Darryl van der Velde said at half-time had the desired effect as the Wolves roared back after the break. Ian Knott got them on the score sheet. John Roper missed the conversion to that first try. It was 18 points to 4, but he quickly made amends. He scored the try himself and then converted to make it 18 points to 10. Lee Breers did all the hard work. And it wasn't long before the game was in the melting pot, as Lee Penny touched down for Warrington. Wakefield, trying to snap an 8-game losing streak, was suddenly on the rack, and Tony Kemp must have had déjà vu after those narrow defeats by St Helens and Leeds. But there was really no need to worry, as Bobby Goulding pulled something from his bag of tricks and galloped away from halfway to score. That was the crucial try, and Wakefield wrapped things up as Martin Masella got his second in as many games. And Warrington's top 5 hopes are now hanging by a thread.
So the end of round 15, and the Bradford Bulls are top of the table, followed by the Wigan Warriors. St Helens are third still, despite their defeat here. Castleford have lost ground. Hull have made up ground. Leeds Rhinos are right in the thick of it. So too the Halifax Blue Sox. If you're saying the Warrington Wolves are in the race for the top 5, you have to say the same thing about the Salford City Reds. They're only 2 points adrift of the men from Wilderspool. And it doesn't get any easier for John Keir at the bottom, despite a spirited performance today against Hull and Sean McRae's team. Well, next weekend we have got Hull against Castleford next Sunday, and we've got Leeds against Warrington on Friday. We seem to be saying it every week, Steve-O. 2 vital games.
Yeah, they certainly are. Well, it always is when you come halfway through the season, and I think that Dean Lance and the Leeds Rhinos will be very, very happy with themselves, because it is in their own hands now next Friday that they can get into that top 5. Who would have thought it when March started? They were playing awful rugby league football, but what we've witnessed tonight, they deserve to get into the 5.
They do, and it wouldn't be the place you would go if you were Warrington, looking to get your season back on track, would it, really? If you had the choice, you wouldn't pick Leeds at the moment.
Not at the moment, no, but Darryl van der Velde, he knows that they have to win next Friday to have any chance of perhaps getting that 5th spot. So it's vital for Warrington, but Leeds will be cock-a-hoop.
News just coming into us from the press conference taking place behind us in the changing room area here at Knowsley Road. Ian Millwood has apparently said tonight that the club will be signing a big second rower from Australia, big name second rower from Australia tomorrow. So he is making amends already for what we've seen here tonight.
Well, maybe some of the missed tackles that we saw from the St Helens forwards, maybe they got to know perhaps that they were signing a big name from down under. Let's hope that it is a big name, and let's hope that it's not an old one, it's a young one.
Hear to that. Let's take a look at what we have got coming up for you on Sky Sports over the course of the next week. We've got the Rugby League World on Wednesday, Sky Sports 1. Then next Friday, as we say, Leeds against Warrington at Headingley, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports 1. Next Sunday, 6:30, Sky Sports 1. It's Hull against the Castleford Tigers. And Hull could easily just knock Castleford off 4th spot next week. Been a great weekend weather-wise and Super League-wise. Bye-bye. Dabs it through again. Chef Walker's after this. New look.